Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Thank you very much for clicking on it. I really appreciate it. Today, it is the day. I-DLE are back. We finally have the album and the title track. It's a great day. Obviously I did my reaction not that long ago to the Allergy MV. I loved it and I want to thank you guys actually because your guys' response to that reaction was mwah. I really enjoyed reading your guys' comments and all of that sort of stuff on that video, so thank you for that. But now we have QUEENCARD and I'm very, very excited. I can see from the opening shot that this is, as expected and as thought, a follow-on from the Allergy MV. And I'm just very intrigued as to what all is gonna happen here. What all is gonna happen. So yeah, very much looking forward to this. Let us dive in. Now, at the time of this video, at the time that I'm filming it, like just after the MV drop, there aren't any captions on the MV, which is annoying because I would like to know, just at least based on the story that we're following, I would very much like to know what all the lyrics are going to be, but I can look that up later. It's no big deal. I'm sure I will be able to gather enough from the MV itself. I don't know. Either they just haven't crossed my path or they didn't do MV teasers for that. Regardless, I haven't seen shit. I haven't seen any teasers in the lead up to this MV. I haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything, so I have no idea what this is going to sound like at all. But I'm very excited because it's I-DLE and it's always a good time when it comes to I-DLE. So let us dive in. I will of course be doing a reaction to the rest of the album over on Patreon later today, so feel free to come on through if you want to see my thoughts on that. We're going to have more I-DLE content coming over there very, very soon. And yeah, lots going on. If you want to come through and join, you are welcome to, but you don't have to. It's all good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's do this. So, I-DLE, QUEENCARD. I have hair in my eye. 3, 2, 1, go.
Previously on I Feel.
Okay. Oh. 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 Whoa. Ooh. Okay. Okay, ladies. Okay, yeah, gonna have that stuck in my head.
Look so cool, look so sexy like Kim Kardashian. Look so cute, look so pretty like Ariana. I wanna wait you bubble. I wanna wait you bomb.
Ladies. You better get it. Oh my god, man. Please.
3, 2.
Did she say what I think she said? Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
You were so awesome yesterday.
Let's hang out.
You are so freaking
Let's
hot.
party.
Okay, Oogie. I mean, mood, but. I could cry with how happy that just made me. All right. The chair has shrunk, but I need to discuss. We need to discuss. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I got my coffee. We're gonna talk. We'll go through it again in a second. But I want to get some initial thoughts out of the way first. So, I talked a little bit in my reaction to the allergy MV. We obviously talked about a bunch of things, but we were talking about the ending in particular that I thought was really interesting was trying to. It was like learning your lesson too late. Like that was the feeling that I got at the end of that MV, is learning your lesson too late. It's like, oh, I don't need to do all of this. I don't need the surgery. I don't need the clothes. I don't need all of that. But then it being too late. Like you've already done all of that. Like that was the feeling that I got at the end of the allergy MV when, you know, she's obviously, she does the paper airplane and it doesn't make it through the door and she's in there, about to have surgery. Right? And the whole, it's interesting actually because the whole MV, it's very bright, it's very fun. The song itself has a sound that's very bright and fun as well, but the actual overall message of that MV is incredibly sad. You know, yes, you get this feeling that she does eventually learn the lesson, but it, like I said, it's too late. And she's already done all of this stuff, or is in the process of doing all of this stuff when she doesn't need to. Which is a very sad reality for a lot of people. And this, I was very, very intrigued as to what the follow-up to it was going to be. I kind of figured that the story was going to continue into the Queen Card MV. Like, I did kind of feel that, and you guys kind of confirmed that in the comments as well, that that was going to be what happened. And I was just very, very intrigued as to how the story was going to unfold. Like, what were they going to do with it? Was it going to be angry? Was it going to be emotional? Was it going to be you know, a kind of bittersweet thing like it was at the end of the allergy MV? Like you have all this bright, fun, colorfulness throughout the whole MV and song, and then it's just like there's a little bittersweet edge to it. You know, is it going to follow that? But this, I think, more than anything, was joy. It was joy, it was hope, it was, no, it's not too late. It's never too late to learn that lesson and to grow from it and become stronger because of it. And to be the queen that you are naturally, without any extra flourishes or going through any surgery or trying to fix yourself or anything like that. Like, no, you are the queen that you are as you are. And I love that. I love that they did that. I love that it's just, there is so much joy in this music video, especially at the end, and a lot of very interesting details as well that we're going to talk about when we go through again. Like, I'm sure all of the girls had their input to some degree, but and I know that it has been said 100,000 times before, but it always bears repeating because it's so unbelievably true. Soyeon is a genius. She is a genius. Her brain, the way it works, the way she is so fearless about the story she wants to tell and expressing the rage and the pain and difficulties that women struggle through a really fun pop lens is so fucking cool. I love it so much. I feel like for me, when it comes to the word idol, not idol, idol, I've always found it kind of strange that they're called idols. I think a lot of people probably have. Like, I understood and I understand why they are, but I always found it kind of strange because obviously idolize, it's someone you're, you know, meant to be like the perfect person and all of that. And Soyeon, I feel like different people will have different interpretations of what an idol is supposed to be. And what idolizing someone means to them. And, you know, some people might focus more on looks, on, you know, physical attributes. They might focus on skills, you know, vocals, rap, dance, all of that sort of stuff. For me, if I'm gonna idolize someone, it's about them as a person, what they show as an artist, what kind of heart they have and how they present it. And Soyeon is probably one of a handful of idols that I would say I idolize in that way. Because she is just so fearlessly strong and passionate. And I have so much respect for her. I really, really do. Anyway, let's go through this again. Like I said, we're going to pause. We're going to talk about things because there's a lot of little details in this that I really want to point out. I'll actually see. I wonder if it's probably a little bit too early because it has not been long since it was posted, but I'm just wondering if someone has translated the lyrics anywhere. Okay, I have a very basic translation. It's probably not perfect, but it'll at least give me an idea. You know, the English lyrics I pretty much managed to pick up by myself, but like it's just good to kind of see it all laid out. Anyway, let's do this. The song, by the way, I haven't really talked about the song because I was so focused on the video that I barely even processed what was happening sonically, but the song is really, really good and I love it a lot. So let's go. It's always good if I actually hit replay. Like the bass, are you kidding me? So, but once again, we're starting with Minnie. And the focus on male attention there is very interesting because I touched on that before about, and we're going to talk about this quite a lot throughout the throughout this MV because I think it's a key aspect to this MV. But I touched on it in the Allergy MV about how there's this perceived competition between women for male attention and male validation. And I think it's very interesting that we kind of kick off the MV. We've got Minnie again being the idol in a lot of ways. You know, looking stunning, she's strutting, you know, she's powerful, she's strong, she's in control, all of that sort of stuff. And we have Mr. Sir being like, which, like, I don't blame him, because chances are I'd be looking too, but you know, like, this is a hit. I love all the little ad-libs and shit. It's so nice. Oh, okay. So this is where I want to start talking about something very, very interesting. Is, oh my god, we start seeing from this point, because you'll notice Soyeon isn't a big part of this MV. Like, we don't see a ton from her until we get closer towards the end. But you do see little flashes of her when she's kind of like takes the place of one of the other members, and we see that in various different points. And I'll do my best to point out all of the ones that I clock. And I think what's happening there is it's starting to realize that she has all of these facets in her, and they make up who she is in and of herself, and who she is in and of herself is okay. She doesn't have to be exactly like, be exactly like Minnie, be exactly like Mion, so on and so forth. She can just be herself and, live her life in her own way. Like, I feel like that's the kind of journey that we're going on in this MV, and I think it's brilliant. So yeah, so we have this moment here where she kind of takes Minnie's place, and then I think that's meant to be a mirror where she's like looking at Oogie, well, herself, who is Oogie, and then Shua's there as well. Which, by the way, this dress, Miss Ma'am, oh my god. Wow. Wow. Stunning. Stunning. Oh, I love the guitar here. And this is a real key moment, I feel like, in this MV. Like I said, about this perceived competition for male attention between women. And she says, you know what? Because I'm assuming this is the guy that, like, dumped her and then started going out with Minnie. Is that kind of what happened in the Allergy MV? I don't actually know if it's the same guy, but she got dumped and then Minnie was with someone. It was a whole thing. But if it is the same guy, or if it isn't, regardless, this whole thing, she literally looks at this guy and goes, and gives Minnie a hug. And I think that's a really key moment of, like, we don't need to be competing. Like, we can still be friends, even if this douche canoe is, here. Like, it is what it is. Like, what is that lyric? Are you kidding me? Runway. And then we have this, like, little showdown. Like, a literal competition between them. Oh, okay, so there's another moment, I think, of Soyeon being, I want to say Minnie again. Or at least it seems like a very similar outfit to what Minnie's wearing in the club scene. And she's like talking about, okay, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Okay. These two are so funny. Like, excuse me, what in homosexual activity is this? What is this? What in the gay shit is going on with these two? This is giving gal pal energy in the most aggressive way. Oh, it's funny because with these two, it feels like a cliched high school movie in a way, where it feels like a Santana and Britney situation, if you ever watched Glee, where it's like the two popular girls that hate everyone but love each other. Like, it's giving that. And I'm kind of here for it. Anyway, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm here for it. Okay, and then it's like Soyeon being in like their space now, like taking the picture. Kinda, yeah. I love the... Okay, so it's almost like she's hallucinating it, because she's in the surgery, what's it called? Theater, that's it. My mum's a nurse, I should really know these things. She's in the theater, and the doctors are like doing the same dance moves as the people in Minnie's studio, so it is kind of like she's hallucinating it. That's really interesting. She's going through this whole experience of just like hallucinating herself in each of these girls' shoes. Okay, I need to have words with K-pop stylists who keep thinking that negligees are like the thing, and thinking that I can handle it, because I can't. I cannot. Like, Karina was in one on stage the other day, and I was like, what the fuck? Why? And then there's like Joy, and now there's Minute, let me on, Jesus. Like, see, my brain is scrambled. But anyway, she looks stunning and amazing, and I love her. Also, what I think is interesting is this. If you can hear my puppy, I apologize. These look like nurse uniforms. These look like nurse uniforms right here. I don't know if that's exactly what they're meant to be, but they genuinely look like my mom's nurse uniforms. I just think that's interesting if it's tying into this whole hallucination kind of vibe. There it is. Oogie! Oogie. I swear to God, look at her. Anyway, once again, we have Soyeon taking the place of one of the other girls. Stunning, amazing. Like, for what reason? They did some twerking in my bag, and like, they've never looked back, and I'm absolutely here for it. I'd be my queen card. Once again, taking the place. And now it's like bringing it all together. It's bringing it all together, showing all of these, and then she's there! Queen card, I'm a queen card. Oh, this song bangs. Yeah, it's like a whole hallucination situation, and then she wakes up just like, wait a minute, no, no, no. I don't need to be doing this. And then we get a little wave. Okay. Again, another key moment of like choosing not to compete and actually being, you know, friendly and supportive of one another. And I think as well, a big part of it is having confidence in yourself. I think that's the biggest message. It's having confidence in yourself as yourself. Like, you can see, you just compare the way she walks at the start of the allergy envy, and she's kind of like hunched over and she's shy and she's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not really sure of myself. Because she doesn't like herself as she is, and she doesn't think other people will. And then we get to the end here, and she's learnt her lesson, she's figured it out, and you can see she's so much more relaxed. Her shoulders are back, she's walking confidently, and everything's so much lighter. And but she hasn't changed. Like, physically, she's still wearing the same clothes, she's still got the glasses, blah, 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 blah. Like, she hasn't physically changed herself in any way. She's just learned to love and appreciate herself as she is. And I just, it's immaculate. Immaculate. Oh.
You were so awesome yesterday. Let's hang out. You are so freaking hot.
You are so freaking... Oogie. Oogie, what in the gay shit is going on with you in this movie? Wow. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. This is so good. You know, tomboy comeback, incredible. Nude comeback, incredible. This, I don't know, this is hitting, I think, somewhere real close to home for me. Because let's get... Oh, I'm spinning. I'm going the other way, oh no. All I'm trying to do is just sit on my foot. Anyway, let's talk. Let's talk about things, stuff and things. So alright, we're gonna have a pretty in-depth discussion about identity and all of that sort of stuff. So just bear with me for a second. I do not, if you don't know, I do not wholly identify as a woman. I, for the most part, say that I am non-binary. I don't really know where I sit. I really don't know where I sit on that spectrum. And it's gotten to the point in my life where I don't really care to kind of figure it out and put an exact label on things or any of that. Like, I don't know, like when I was younger, in my like early 20s or late teens and stuff, like it bothered me. Like I wanted to know where I fit, because I feel like, especially when you're around that age, you want to know where you fit in the world. Like you're trying to find your place in the world, right? And finding labels and categories that can help you define that can be really useful in helping you feel grounded and secure and all of that sort of stuff. But as I've gotten older, I've just kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, I know I'm not a man. I know that much. But I know I don't wholly identify as a woman either. And we could get into the nitty gritty of like, what is a man? What is a woman? And it's like a whole thing. We know. We as non-binary people, we know that definitions of woman and man are based off of gender norms and all of that sort of stuff. And gender norms, for the most part, suck. And we know. But society has these perceptions of what women and men are. Or societies the world over, I should say, and we are spoon-fed that from the time that we're born, and so we have these ideas ingrained in our brains, right? So whatever kind of perception is ingrained in my brain of what a woman is and what a man is, I do not identify with men, and I'd say I like 65% identify with women, and the rest of it is just kind of this amorphous blob that I don't really know what it is. So I just say that I'm non-binary because that's easier. That's easier than going through all of that. And if you're wondering about pronouns, I don't really care. I don't really have like a specific pronoun that I use. Like my mum flip-flops between he, she, they. She, they are usually the two most common. But yeah, I don't really care. I get comments about that quite a lot, about like what sort of pronouns I use. Anyway, so that's that. So when it comes to music videos like this that tell stories like this that are very, very, very centered on the experience of women in modern society, there's a certain degree that I cannot fully relate to it. And if we think about like the nude music video, for example, and we have a very hyper feminine take on all of that, that is definitely not something that I can relate to. I am not a feminine, well, no, I'm not a feminine presenting person, I think, in the least. I have feminine sides, of course, but I'm not a feminine presenting person. I present fairly masculine. And that is how I feel most comfortable. So yeah, so there's a certain point that I cannot fully relate to things like in nude. But this kind of story, where, yes, it's still very much centered on the female experience and in many ways a more feminine version of that, I can recognize that that's simply because these women identify in a feminine way. But the story itself that they're talking about finding confidence in you as you are naturally, being confident in that, finding strength in that, and going out into the world at peace with the way you look, the way you dress, the way you act, blah, 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 blah. That is very, 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 very much something I can relate to, and I think anyone can relate to regardless of your identity or presentation. And so I feel like these MVs with I-DLE and QUEENCARD, I feel like I am connecting to them in a way that I didn't fully get to with Nude or even with Tomboy, which may seem strange, which may not make sense, but I've never really identified with the term Tomboy, and that's a whole other thing. But anyway, like this connects to me in a whole different level, and it makes me very emotional and very proud. And you know, I've kind of gotten to the point in my life where I'm fairly confident in the way that I look, for the most part. Like, You know, I like how my face is. I like my hair. I like my height. All of these things. Like, for the most part, I'm pretty confident in how I look. But my one big thing has always been my body and my weight. You know, I'm a fairly broad and to be fair, I have a fairly masculine build in a lot of ways. Not in every way, but in a lot of ways, like, you know, like I said, quite broad. I have very long limbs, and I got the muscles and all of that sort of stuff, and I'm perfectly fine with that because I present in a masculine way. If I presented in a feminine way, there'd probably be a lot more struggle there, but anyway. But yeah, I've always carried a little bit more weight on me, and I gain weight really easily, and I've really struggled to lose weight, and that has always been, for various reasons, a source of self-consciousness for me, and something that I have very much struggled to accept and be at peace with, and I still struggle to. And I don't know, something, I know logically that there is no reason why I shouldn't love my body the way that it is. I know that logically, but making yourself actually believe that is a whole different thing, right? But every time I see something like this with this kind of message, it helps us a little bit. It heals that just a little bit. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a lot of talking, but this is the kind of MV and story that deems a lot of talking, so I hope you don't mind. But let me know your thoughts. I really like the song. I know I've barely talked about the song itself, but I really like it a lot. I'm going to be listening to that a bunch, of course. But I think the main draw of this comeback for me is definitely the message that they are sending. That is definitely the big one for me. But anyway, I'm going to end this one here. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Like I said, I'll be over on Patreon later today checking out the rest of the album, so feel free to come on through if you wanna. And yeah, if not, no worries. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.